Take a look at General Motors stock. I believe it's back to $34 a share. The strike is entering its fourth week, and talks with the United Auto Workers Union have broken down again. Curtis Ellis is back with us. This is his area. He's the labor union liaison for the Trump transition team, or at least he was back then. I think the sticking point is very simple. 20% of General Motors cars and vehicles sold in the United States are made in Mexico, and the union doesn't like it.
You hit the nail right on the head there, Stuart. Look, this is the big part of the entire globalization industry, of the auto industry, and you look at the new U.S.-Mexico trade agreement, what the unions were pushing for was the ability for Mexico to form labor unions so they could be on an equal footing with American labor unions. Now, on the other hand, what we're seeing for GM is that their most profitable line of vehicles, the Silverado pickup truck, is made in Mexico, but now it's idled because they can't get the parts from the United States because of the strike. So it's playing both ways here.
I don't see how this can be resolved. I mean, it's an absolute sticking point, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're seeing it's a game of chicken right now. So GM's losing a lot of money. The globalization of the industry is a tough nut to crack, but I hear that there's some movement over on the USMCA, the U.S.-Mexico trade agreement. The labor unions are happy with some of the enforcement mechanisms. It's a matter of money in the Mexican budget to enforce the agreement. And there's pledges being made to make sure Mexico has the money to enforce this deal.
Oh, so you're big into the trade situation here. And you're saying there is indeed progress with the new NAFTA.
With the new NAFTA.
But will Speaker Pelosi bring it to a vote in the House?
In a way, the impeachment raises the temperature for her to get something done other than Trump bashing for those swing state members.
Okay, so that's a positive for USMCA.
Actually, yes. Counterintuitive, yes.
Counterwise, yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk China trade for a second. The report we got this morning was that the Chinese are apparently taking some issues off the table for the end of this week. Is that a deal breaker?
Well, look, President Trump's made it very clear, unless he gets a good deal, he'll get no deal at all. China's being unmasked for being very totalitarian. Look, they just broke ties with the NBA.
Well, they put the NBA down.
And they took South Park off the internet in China because South Park came up with an episode criticizing China. Everybody knows China's a bad actor. Everybody except maybe a few private equity funds on Wall Street. That China's not our friend, and we have to stand up to them. President Trump is not in a position, not in any mood to cave to China.
Very interesting, especially with that going on in Hong Kong. We've been running video this morning, live video, what's going on there now. The protests have returned. The place looks like it's at a virtual standstill. There's the shot. There you go. Right, that's Hong Kong as we speak. The place is a standstill.
Amazing.
It is, and that's a problem for Xi Jinping right in his own backyard.
And that used to be his portfolio before he became leader for life, whatever he calls himself. He was in charge of Hong Kong, so he should know better. This really is it's egg on his face, you might say.
Got it. All right, Curtis, thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you,
sir.